And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome back to my stream. I'm Pierre, your host. I hope you're all doing well today. So today we have another very short stream. Yesterday was the shortest stream probably I ever did, just because of the size of my painting, which is kind of small compared to the size of the paintings I usually do. So I'm afraid today we're going to fall into that same pattern. But first, what are we going to do? Let's go over to the computer. Let's check out what we did yesterday, and then we'll tackle our day from there. So, like I just said, all we did yesterday was basically get some white paint together, and we started painting these sperms. Unfortunately, I was hoping by the time we did all the ones on the upper left-hand side, by the time we got to the bottom right-hand side, the white paint would be dry enough for me to put the first coat of color. Unfortunately, even with my fan at 1 yard from the canvas at full blast, it didn't suffice to dry the paint. So today we are going to obviously put the first coat. It's going to be orange. And I say first coat because with orange, you always have to put 2 coats. No matter how thick you put it on, once it dries, I can see right through the brush strokes or the colors behind it. So by habit, I know it's going to take 2 coats, which is kind of a drag. I'm going to try the same trick I did yesterday, is bring the fan over, put it on full blast, keep my fingers crossed, and hopefully by the time we finish this first coat, well, we'll be able to put that second coat, which would help me skip tomorrow. Because I consider these like wasted days, putting 10 minutes in, 15 minutes, it's kind of a drag. I used to be able, when I wasn't streaming, when I was in a case like this, I would go into my living room, I would play a computer game for 45 minutes, I'd come back out, and then I'd continue the painting. But since I started streaming several years ago and decided I would show everything that happens in the studio and how my paintings get made, well, I have to kind of do it this way. I couldn't figure out another way of doing it. I wasn't going to do 2 different streams the same day. So this is what I'm stuck with. Now, I started making movies of my painting like way back in the 1980s when you had those VHS camcorders, those big suckers. I bought one of those and started filming myself painting back in those days, because I thought it was important to show the people who buy my paintings how I actually made those paintings. So, because I always wondered, how did Gauguin or Van Gogh, what went through their minds? How did they do their paintings? It would have been a lot of fun, for example, to see Van Gogh and Gauguin when they were living together and getting into those alcoholic fights. It would have been fascinating to witness all that. So anyways, I've been painting sperms on my paintings for years now, maybe for like 20, if not more. 20 years, oh my God, no, 30 years already. Maybe even more now that I think about it. Ever since I saw the cover of the album by the Grateful Dead, Auxo Moxoa, made by the painter Rick Griffin, I just kind of, sperms just stuck in my mind. That album cover is extraordinary. Made in 1969. I guess I was 15 or 16 when I saw it. Never left my mind. So, let me grab some orange paint here. I'm not going to need that much. Just make sure everything is nicely blended and that the paint itself has the right consistency that I like. Nice and creamy, nice and thick. Get camera number 1 together. And then I'll bring the fan closer as well. So I'm going to start on that upper left-hand corner up there. I might as well zoom in a little bit. I'll zoom out halfway through. All these sperms will look a lot nicer once I put that the red outline to it, the shadow. Makes all the difference in the world. There we have our painting, right? After what we did today. Unfortunately, very short day. So anyways, I want to thank you for joining me. I hope you'll join me tomorrow as we either put a second coat of orange or we'll put the shadow of red down, and then we can start tackling another section of this painting. In the meantime, I wish you all a wonderful day, wonderful evening, and I'll leave you like I always do with two things. I'll leave you first of all with my schedule, and then by saying, ciao mes amis.